everybody, my name is King Angus. Welcome back to my channel and part 2 of this NHL Playoffs Bracket Challenge. This time, it's on the Eastern Conference. So, let's get right into it with Tampa Bay Lightning versus the second wildcard team, the Columbus Blue Jackets. This matchup, I don't see Columbus having any edge whatsoever against Tampa Bay. They're such a strong team. Tampa goes to the second round in 4 games, a clean sweep, my first clean sweep, and the only one that I have predicted for this postseason. Now, Boston and Toronto, we all know the history of Game 7s in this series. I don't see this series going to a Game 7. I cannot see this going past 5 games to Boston. They're going to win this series. I forgot to mention in the previous video, this is completely unbiased. If this was unbiased, I would not even pick, or if this was biased, I would not even pick between Boston and Toronto, because I'm a Montreal fan, but I do think that the Boston Bruins will have that edge and not just beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think Anderson, just by himself, will steal 1 game, but Boston's such a strong team. 5 games. Now Washington and Carolina, I have this going into 6 games, very tight series, but I see Washington taking it. Now, Pittsburgh and the Islanders. I would absolutely love to say that the Islanders can win this series. I think that the most they'll do is stretch it to 6 games and fall short to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, Boston and Tampa Bay. Boston in 7 games. I'm going to tell you why. Because the Tampa Bay Lightning are strong, but not strong enough to play 7 games and keep up. They're not that good of a playoff team. Boston Bruins, they are. Boston goes on to the Eastern Conference Final, where they will face the winner of Washington and Pittsburgh. Now, I think this matchup goes to the Washington Capitals in another 7-game series. The Pittsburgh Penguins and Washington Capitals, a long rivalry going back. I see that the defending Cup champs get the edge on the Pittsburgh Penguins in 7 games to move on to play the Boston Bruins in the Eastern Conference Final. And now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, who will go to face the Winnipeg Jets in the Stanley Cup Final? It'll go to 7 games this series. The first 2 will be, or Boston will win the first 2. Then I think Washington with 2. Then I see Washington getting ahead with another 1. Boston coming back, winning 2 straight, and going on to face the Winnipeg Jets in 7 games in the Stanley Cup Final. As you can see, a beautiful picture of the Stanley Cup up now on the screen. Winnipeg and Boston. This is a really tight series. As I said before, non-biased. If I was biased, the Boston Bruins wouldn't be in the Stanley Cup. Now, I just think it's going to be that good of a matchup that this series is going to go to another 7-game series. The Winnipeg Jets playing 7 games in all of their series and getting the edge again. Yes, sir. I said it here first. Now, possibly not a very popular choice with most hockey fans, but I want the cup back to Canada. These are my predictions. I do not expect really any of them to be right. Like I said in the last video, there's only one sealed deal in each conference with who's going to win, and that's the first seed versus the second wildcard seed. I don't even know. Maybe they won't even win. It's the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's a time of the year for all hockey fans to just sit back, relax, watch some hockey, and no one knows what's going to happen. There's 7-game series, and there's multiple of them. So goodbye, everybody. Till next video, please hit that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Let's go Winnipeg Jets. I hope they win the Stanley Cup. Goodbye.